is CBS 12 News at 5.
Now at 5, a family remains heartbroken after they say their 12-year-old son died of the flu. While the medical examiner's office believes that is the case, it could be weeks until the ME can confirm it. Tonight, flu fears are spreading. Hospitals are overwhelmed with patients.
The CBS 12 News crews are investigating the latest on the deadly epidemic and the fallout happening at hospitals across our area. We begin our live team coverage with CBS 12's Andrea Marvin. She's live at Palm Beach Gardens Medical Center, where they are filled to capacity. Andrea, how are they trying to make room? It's always scary when you hear of someone dying from something as common as the flu. Well, here are the 4 main ways the flu can turn deadly. First, pneumonia. The influenza virus can weaken your immune systems enough that another virus can enter the lungs. Infected lungs can fill with fluid, making it difficult to breathe and making it harder for oxygen to get to the rest of the body. Now, sepsis occurs when a person's immune system goes into overdrive, trying to fight the flu, which leads to inflammation, which can lead to organ failure. An increased risk of heart attack. Canadian researchers found chances of a heart attack increase 6-fold during the 7 days after infection with the flu. And finally, dehydration. The flu often causes vomiting and diarrhea, which can quickly become life-threatening if you don't replenish fluids. You can read more about this little boy's case, flu remedies, and what the health department says about treating the flu by downloading our CBS 12 News app. Right now, police are investigating a body found in Palm Beach Gardens. They're calling the death suspicious. The body was found in a vacant lot by the intersection of Ballin Isles Drive and PGA Boulevard this morning. Police are working to identify the victim's identity. Guns allowed in church. It's possible if a bill that allows people with concealed weapons licenses to carry gets passed. The bill would also allow them to carry while on school property.
I have communities of faith call me all the time and say, what do we need to do to be able to protect ourselves from harm? Because our doors are open wide, we welcome people, we get people that have problems.
One catch: school cannot be in session. Current law prevents people from carrying guns at schools. South Florida investigators are trying to find out who called in a bomb threat today. Officials say 3 Broward County schools were evacuated: Boyd, Anderson High, Lauderdale Lakes Middle, and Oriole Elementary. They all share the same complex. The Broward County Sheriff's Office wants to talk to you. If you have information, just call Crime Stoppers. It's an unusual scam making the rounds in South Florida. Why some women say it's karma for unfaithful men. Breaking right now, the Martin County Sheriff's Office is on the scene of a gyrocopter crash. Deputies say the crash happened on Southwest Citrus Boulevard near Indiantown Airport. One person was on board and was flown to the hospital with multiple lacerations. We'll continue to follow this developing story on air and online on CBS12.com. A terrifying shootout at a stoplight was caught on camera in Florida. 2 suspects exchanged 10 to 12 rounds during the midday shootout. Amazingly, no one was injured. Dashcam video of the incident was released by Escambia County officials. That's up near Pensacola. They believe the shootout was drug-related. One suspect has already been arrested, and authorities are looking for another. Jeff's now here with weather. Jeff, not a good day for the television anchor hair.
Well, yours looks good.
Does it? Well, yeah, that's a lot of work. Once you get inside, it's
when
okay.
you use several bottles of hairspray.
But if you're outside, not great.
Yeah, well, it is really windy, that's for sure, and it's going to be very rough.
Well, as the future is just about here. General Motors has recently laid out future plans for autonomous cars.
CBS 12's Eric Roby shows us how this could change all of our lives in this Consumer Alert.
Track weather 24/7 with our CBS 12 News app. It will alert you when severe weather is just 5 miles away. Now at 5:30, blackmail, Bitcoin, and busted cheating spouses.
These are the ingredients in a new scam that is popping up all over America in people's mailboxes.
CBS 12's Mike Magnoli is live in West Palm Beach. Mike, who's falling for this? Across America, the mother of a Louisiana woman who fell off of a cruise ship is waiting for word on her daughter. She says Mexican officials are still looking for the 44-year-old woman, but she does not know if her daughter is alive or dead. Home Depot is jumping on the tax reform bonus bandwagon. The retailer says it will pay hourly workers a $1,000 cash bonus. The new American dinner table, knives, forks, and smartphones. New research from Nutrisystem shows 1 in 3 Americans can't sit down to a meal without their smartphone. 29% of those surveyed said they need their phone at the table with them for every meal. More than half want the phone at the table most of the time.
That's not.
The end of the world is fast approaching. That's according to Chicken Little. No, it's according to the people who run the Doomsday Clock. The clock, which has been around for decades, is the symbolic point of annihilation. Such a happy thing. They say growing nuclear risks and unchecked climate dangers are putting us closer to the end, and that this is the closest the clock has been to midnight since 1953 at the height of the Cold War.
President Trump is overseeing
Getting back on the water to remember a friend and father. How a fishing tournament is honoring the man who died on Lake Okeechobee, and how Mother Nature did not make it easy.
100 days later and still living like it's day one. The people of Puerto Rico trying to put their lives back together, and now they're getting some help from Florida, who's stepping up to get the lights back on.
Stopping their help. Why an aid agency is now suspending service in one Middle Eastern country. A British aid agency is stopping service in one Middle Eastern country. ISIS militants attacked the Afghan offices of the British aid agency called Save the Children. The attack killed at least 3 staff members and injured dozens in a 10-hour battle. Now, Save the Children is temporarily suspending all Afghan operations.
CBS 12 News at 6.
A 12-year-old local boy gone. Dozens of lives nationwide lost. It's the most widespread flu epidemic in more than a decade, and the season is not at its peak yet.
Yeah, this flu season, one strain in particular is infecting and impacting children. So how prepared are we for an outbreak? And what's next after the family of a local boy says he died from the flu? CBS 12 has team coverage covering the story from every angle to make sure you stay informed and protected.
We begin with CBS 12's Maxine Bensel. Maxine?
Traveling to Puerto Rico to help turn on the lights. That's what 150 FPL restoration workers are doing right now. They're on the island to try and not only restore power, but also some normalcy. It won't be easy. Workers say this challenge is not like anything they've seen before.
None of us back in the Florida Power and Light service area can even fathom. What these folks have been through is just something unreal. So, you know, when they're getting their power back on, what we really are seeing is just absolute joyfulness.
Part of the challenge, Puerto Rico's rough terrain and mud-covered roads. FPL says 450,000 customers there are still without power. And those concerns and others are being raised to Governor Rick Scott today. He joined members of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to discuss the ongoing efforts in Puerto Rico, including how to best help evacuees who come to Florida. For more on the governor's meeting and progress in Puerto Rico, go to CBS12.com.